I don't feel as warm and fuzzy, but it could be me. I know everything's subjective and everything is about perception. But when any kind of coaching or psychology or therapy, anything in that area where I'm going to be vulnerable, I want to feel that the person, aside from the professionality, obviously, that is intrinsic, right? That is most important. But for that person to have that level that I can feel of compassion and empathy. And when I go into these pages of advertising, especially nowadays, I feel they're like cookie cut. And I read these things and they're all pretty much the same, and the professionality. And for me, I feel this level of separation. But that, like I said, I know everything's subjective. So it could be me. And I know there's all kinds of people that maybe don't need that warm and fuzzy space. I don't know. But I do notice that when I've gone in and checked different sites and things like that, it's like so rote, so professional, so this. And I feel like I don't feel the warmth
Human part is missing often.
exactly through the pages. I don't.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Raina.
You think so, Meridian? I mean,
I think so too. And we think it's like we like the warm and fuzzy, but what Guzalia just said, the human part is missing. And so we like to know that who we're talking to and who we're trusting and confiding in is a real person. And when everything is so, like you said, so cookie cutter and everything the same, there's no individuality there. There's nothing that lets us know that this is a real person who cares about, the problems and the issues I'm actually going to share with them. And, with technology and AI and everything these days, everything is so just black and white, straightforward. There's no connection. That's what it is.
exactly.
well, I thought it was me. Thank you for clarifying that, Meridian, too, because I know you're younger. And I'm like, maybe it's because I came from an older generation where we had more people interaction and I'm more needy of that. That's what at some point I was thinking maybe it's me. But I had a client the other day. She came in, it was for an energy work, but she opened up. And the things that she told me were so vulnerable that if in that moment I would just, okay, the meeting is over, this, that, okay, it's done. It was an hour and 15 minutes. But I just sat down and listened. And she had a lot going on and she had not allowed herself to grieve. And it was one impact after another impact after another impact. And I could tell this person was one of these hardcore people. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just bursted out and crying, and the vulnerability came out. And I just stayed there and I held her space.
You created that space she probably couldn't find anywhere else. People are so afraid now. Everybody's panicking. Artificial intelligence will take our jobs. It will if you just, doing something that artificial intelligence can. Yes, then you're replaceable. But that human connection, the real, heart-to-heart connection, it's replaceable. But the people afraid to show that sometimes.
I think also the fact that we've just come out of like 2 years of a pandemic to where, people were afraid to be close to and interact with people, and we were holed up in our houses, and people started working from home remotely. Things have just, I mean, over the course of time, like as you mentioned, Raina, like your generation and yours, Guzalia, was a lot more connected and personable. And even though I'm in a younger generation, I still want that because I remember that. But a lot of my peers are acting from that place of just everything being through technology. And then that combined with the last 2 years of just society as a whole receding back into the safety of ourselves and our home and not seeking that external connection with others, it's a sign of the times, but it's also a really great opportunity for us who recognize that and who offer these services, whether shamanic or hypnosis or whatever, it's to offer that, to be that safe space that you created, Raina, to where she was just able to like be a human. There's just a lot going on to where I think people are afraid and they're kind of crawling out of their caves now of where they've been protected for the last couple of years, and they're looking for the connection that we can offer.